Friends, in this video, you're going to learn about the proposal in Congress to help adoptees, okay, by U.S. citizen parents. Now, you might wonder why this is even important, because there's a law from 2001 that should have helped people who are adoptees. Now, you want to stay all the way to the end so you can find out what the benefits are and how it could apply to you. Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. I represent clients in all 50 states of America, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Now let's get down to the details here. Now let me share with you this proposal. This is Senate Bill 967, Adoptee Citizenship Act of 2021. Now, if you look closely here, you can see that it's actually, the main sponsor is a Republican out of the state of Missouri. If you think about it a bit more and do research, the data will show, based on population, that a lot of adoptees live in Missouri. So it makes sense that this person, this Republican, is trying to help his constituents. So just a quick plug here that this is another reason why I recommend to contact your elected official. One way to do that is by calling them, emailing them. Maybe on their website, they have some kind of resource where you can submit a form. And so our website down below, the link to it, greencardguys.com, there is a page, if you find a resource page, and that's a way you can find who your elected official is, your politician. It could be a senator, a House of Representatives. There is a companion bill, a very similar bill in the House of Representatives for this. It's already been filed. In fact, this has been something similar about adoptees has been filed in Congress for many years, since 2001. And finally, this should be the year to get this. Definitely should be a bipartisan effort. That's what it appears right now. There are at least 2 Republicans who have signed on to this proposal. The other one is Lisa Murkowski from Arkansas. And you can see that here in the middle. Okay. Otherwise, the rest of them who are co-sponsors, I recognize them as Democrats here. But here, the bill specifically is to provide automatic acquire citizenship for people who have been adopted from abroad, from international other countries. Okay, so that's the main purpose. And and you might wonder, well, again, why does this matter? Because back in 2001, there was already another bill with a similar name, and the reason is because that bill was very restrictive, meaning at the time that law was passed in February 27, 2001. That person, the applicant, immigrant applicant who was adopted, had to be under 18. Okay, so let me go back to the bill. And this proposal is more expansive because instead of saying you had to be under 18 at the time of that law was passed in 2001, this one's saying you have to be, letter D here, you have to be residing in the U.S. at the time this proposal is passed. So that makes it more expensive. So thank goodness for that. And the reason now people have been having issues, at least for since 2001. So that's 30 years now. Crazy how much time has flown by. But the reason is because, for example, families, parents who adopted these children from abroad, there could have been hiccups throughout the process where they've had issues, or mistakes, whether it's through the adoption agency. Essentially, it boiled down to paperwork, but it could have been through the adoption agency or U.S. immigration agency, where, not to say that the government did anything wrong, we typically say that, but there could have been just, even if you, for example, hired someone and whether it's a lawyer or some other professional like a consultant, which, by the way, they don't have a license to practice law or a notary, so you shouldn't hire them. And in Texas, that's a felony, by the way. But if there's some information that's incorrect, or they filled out the wrong information, filled out the wrong form, possibly, then and that person has already turned 18, then that person has created problems, okay, for that person to become a citizen in the future. Or there's been issues where people, just want to share a story with you. Several adoptee children who are now adults have come to our office and said, can I become a U.S. citizen? And we look at the paperwork, and we, of course, try our best. We try our best for any case to see if there is a positive outcome to where they can become a citizen automatically. But unfortunately, even if they had been approved for a U.S. passport before, based on U.S. citizenship, the U.S. Department of State, who controls the issuance of passports, they can deny someone for the second or third application, for example, to get a passport, because they may have different process where they verify information, and now their process, their requirements, you may not have met the requirements because you don't have that specific proof that they're looking for. And that proof could be a U.S. certificate of citizenship or U.S. certificate of naturalization. So in this situation, it should be a certificate of citizenship. So there's a lot of adoptees that I'm aware, our office is aware of and have spoken to, and unfortunately have this issue. All right. So, and the government fees are expensive. It's at least $700, I believe. So, and the fees change every 2 years on average. So, kind of give you an idea. So, anyway, some parents, unfortunately, may assume incorrectly that when they legally adopt someone, and the fact that they've been able to get them here on a visa, that is enough. Unfortunately, immigration agencies in America, even county departments or any government departments, they don't talk to each other. Okay, so that's why it's really important. If you're new to adoption and you're considering to adopt someone, you really want to consult with an immigration lawyer beforehand. I know a bulk of your time is focused on adoption agency, but I really consider or encourage you to speak with an immigration lawyer as well. And honestly, probably first, so you understand the whole process before you talk to adoption agencies, because adoption agencies, who knows, they might have a lawyer that you could speak to, but they may have a certain way to do it, and they may not have the right way to explain it, even though they're the lawyer for that agency, right? So you really need to consult with an immigration lawyer if you're considering to adopt someone, because you don't want to have this problem in the future. Because what I share with you is only a proposal. Unfortunately, it's been a proposal for several years and has not been passed. So you would think, since it's bipartisan co-sponsors, you would think that this it's going to push through and get passed. But there's not many co-sponsors. There's I believe 5 when I just looked. So they definitely need 60 for it to pass. And they don't have to go through the reconciliatory process. All right. And maybe this is one of those where, conservatives or Republicans are talking about there needs to be immigration reform in a piecemeal way. But Democrats, liberals are saying, well, look, we did provide piecemeal way. Here's one that's been proposed every year and it hasn't been passed since 2001. Right. So that's why liberals and Democrats are saying, look, that's why we need comprehensive reform, because we already have tried the piecemeal way. Right now, there's an American Dream and Promise Act that's passed the House, right? That's a piecemeal. It's a smaller proposal that only helps dreamers and TPS holders. So Democrats have already tried that way. So that's why, a lot of people, I'm sure you might be looking forward to this, is that the comprehensive immigration reform. So we'll see what happens, but this is an example. The Adoptee Citizenship Act of 2021 is an example of a piecemeal way, a smaller proposal. Okay, it's still going to help a lot of people, but it's definitely not going to be in the thousands that Republicans, or just in general that people in America are looking forward to. Okay, so friends, I also want to share that if you're just now watching for the first time, you might not know this, is that we do offer free 15 minutes for YouTube subscribers and followers on Facebook, on our Facebook page. We are offering that to you as a 15-minute preliminary discussion. And what you can do is you can call into this number, 346 number, or you can text. I know you could be at work, so you're busy, but you want to text this special code, okay? It's not so secret. Green Card Guys, and our CARES team will contact you within 24 hours of the business day. So if you're messaging us on a Friday night or Saturday, we probably won't contact you until Monday morning, okay? But we'll contact you as soon as possible. If you're at a desk and you have time, fill out our intake form down below in the description box. It starts with Ting Law, and that's one of the faster ways. So, we can collect some information from you, and then we can strategize and get you scheduled for an appointment with our legal team. It probably can include me as soon as possible. Okay, friends? And until next time, please continue wearing a mask. Take care.